Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss neorealism. This video is part of our international relations series. So let's begin our today's lesson. First, let's look at the introduction of this theory. Neorealism is also referred to as the structural realism, and this theory is associated with K. Waltz. He put forth this theory in his book Theory of International Politics in 1979. Neorealism is often described as the structural realism because it centers primarily on the effects of the structure of the international system when it seeks to explain outcomes in the international politics. In this regard, there are two core concepts associated with neorealism. The one is anarchy and the other one is structure. Before going into details of anarchy and structure, let me just explain a few basics of neorealism. The first foundational stone of neorealism is that the international system's rendering principle is anarchy. Anarchy defines the working, operation, and every details of the international politics. The second defining principle of structural realism is the structure of international politics and the distribution of capabilities. Now let's look into anarchy and structure. These two concepts are intertwined with each other. The structure of international system is said to be anarchic, and anarchy does not imply the presence of chaos or disorder. Instead, it simply refers to the absence of world government. This anarchy has two core implications over international politics. The first one is that every actor is responsible for looking after itself, and this responsibility, individual responsibility that lies over every actor, makes the international system a self-help system. The second implication of anarchic structure is that states perpetually feel threatened by a potential attack from the others. This presence of self-help system and prevalence of security dilemma actually originates from the traditional concepts of realism. One of such concepts says that where no one commands by virtue of authority, no one is obliged to obey. So this is about anarchy and structure. An additional thing that is important to note here while explaining security dilemma is that because states are perpetually insecure, they perpetually wish to acquire capabilities, and this creates a grand paradox of international politics, and this is what we call the security dilemma. Now let's look into the core assumptions of neorealism. The first core assumption of this theory says that the states are the rational actors in the international system and they always want to maximize benefits and minimize their losses. The second assumption says that the anarchic structure of the international system is the foremost important determinant of states' behavior. The third one says that in the anarchic international system, there is no central authority to impose the rules of the game, and under these circumstances, states are unaware about others' intentions, and this is what that creates the security dilemma. And out of this necessity of security dilemma, survival becomes the most critical concern, and these all implications actually originate from the structure of the international system, which is anarchy. And then neorealists believe that power is not measured by outcome, rather it is combined capabilities of the states, and the most important question for stability and peace in international system is balancing power in the international system. Now let's look into the defining features of neorealism. As this theory has been propounded by K. Waltz, and he is the one who put forth three defining features of this theory. The first defining feature is the organizing principle. The second one is differentiation of units, and the third one is distribution of capabilities. When we look over the organizing principle, K. Waltz believes that the organizing principle in structural realism is of two types. One is hierarchy and the second one is anarchy. Now let's have a brief compare and contrast between hierarchy and anarchy. Hierarchy is the organizing principle in domestic politics, whereas anarchy is the organizing principle of international system, international politics. Within hierarchy, units of structure stand above and below each other. There exists a relationship of authority and subordination. There is someone above, there is someone below, and this is what creates a hierarchy. But in anarchy, there is no hierarchical organization. Instead, there is lack of central authority as well, and this lack of central government and no above and below relationship actually leads towards absence of relation of authority and subordination. When we come towards differentiation of units, there's no functional differentiation among the units of international system. Units of international system are the states, the major rational actors, and they are equal and sovereign regardless of their size, population, and all other capabilities. The difference exhibited by the organizing or defining features of neorealism, or the defining feature that ultimately shapes the world order either as unipolar, multipolar, or bipolar, is the distribution of capabilities. And this view has been upheld by Waltz. According to him, two principles of international system are constant. These two principles are the anarchy and the units, which remain functionally the same. The only structural difference or structural variable within neorealist theory is the distribution of capabilities, and this distribution of capabilities, this is more for some some states are economically better than others, some states are militarily better than others, and this structural variable of distribution of capabilities leads towards commencement of unipolar, multipolar, or bipolar international world. So this was just a brief overview of neorealist theory. We hope you liked it. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel, share the video, and leave your feedback in the comment section. We'll be back with more videos. Thank you so much.